Hi everyone, it's me, Jordan Long here, and today we're going to talk about another Google bind. This time it has to do with the updates. So Google sends updates, but sadly they put the wrong date and month on the updates. Some folks having their Google Androids go back to at least the 11th month of last year. Others have it go back to the 12th month of last year, and who knows if there's others out there where it goes back even farther than that. And due to that, Google Play uploader, as well as the Google Android uploader, are blocking anything due to these date, month, and year being wrong. And I know if I go look it up on the interweb or the world webs, there are going to be websites that will mislead between each other. Websites that say, oh well, it's a glitch on your Google Android and you gotta set it back to how it was when you first got it out of the box. Others that will tell you that you were hacked. So the sagas are going to shift, and neither of them are going to be truthful about what's going on. And if you watch any films, there's going to be folks guilting it on folks' settings, on their Google Android settings, or their Comcast settings, or their Motorola settings, or their, Verizon settings, or whatever. Their Samsung settings, or their own Google settings, whatever. They're going to guilt it on those things. Google always seems to make mistakes, and out of most businesses, they're always the one guilty of saying or doing something wrong and then getting law worked for it. Well, am I ever going to get those updates? You ever going to fix that bug that makes Google Android updates and the Google Play updates not trust anything? Oh, I don't know. I don't know. We can't do that. We stopped making good shit a long time ago. We made Google Android. We made Google Gemini or Twin, and it's been broken since 2023. And now we broke Google Android. So no, I don't think you're ever going to know we're going to get those updates or not, because believe it or not, we don't know how to work or heal anything that we own or make. Yeah, and everyone says that you never own nothing. Everything you have is what was bought from someone else, and you have no thought of how any of that works. Yeah, you got that right. The trustworthiness of Google has gone down. But then again, Google has never really had any trustworthiness to begin with. So, they never really had a good name to begin with anyway. A lot of folks, say, oh, well, you shouldn't trust them. And don't be smirking Apple, because you're guilty of some of the same shit too. See, Apple was dumb, and they got a deal with Google to help them out with their own fake mind tool named Siri, who is mostly a helper. So, yeah, you're not that wise, Apple. You just got the fucked up Twin to help Siri, and now two of those are going to be broke together. So Apple isn't any more happier, isn't any more good in this than Google is. So, two things that are broken. One thing that folks say they're working on it. Yeah, well, I hardly doubt that they're working on the update thing, the bad update that happened with Google Android Updater and Google Play Updater. I hardly doubt that. And as far as Twin going, well, they gave up after 2023. And they truly gave up after they made the new Twin the broken one, the one that's more broken than the one that came before it. You know, and Google always getting law worked. They seem to be doing every single unlawful thing in the book. Or some folks say that they're guilty of everything. And the truth is, that's how it seems to be like. And so you're telling me that everything you make is beyond your understanding, that you do not know how to work on anything. You don't know how to work on Twin. You don't know how to work on Android, or whatever the English word for that would be. So you own all this shit. You bought it over the years, but you don't know how to run it. You don't know how to heal it, and you don't know how to update it. Yeah, that's right. You know, we're not as wise as folks think. We're not as wise as everyone thinks we are. Well, you're wise enough to make shit, and you're wise enough to buy it. So you should think you should be wise enough to know how to run it and how to heal it. So, I guess Google is wise enough to buy things. But when it comes to running things or healing things, well, that's just something they're not good at. And most likely, they never was. Alright, give this film a like, play it, share it, play it, playlist it, love it, and I'll see you later.